Hi, I'm Lavanya Mohan, and today, with the help of a story that is inspired by some real life events, I'd like to talk about how we all can be leaders regardless of our roles or titles. Let's look at a story from a small company. In the daily stand up meeting, Gary, the team's project manager, tells them that he has some updates to share about the company priorities. Some of you would have heard, we've just won a new big partnership. It's exciting times for us, he said. We want to start work on the new project with this partner soon. Fahad and Sandhya on our team have experience working on a similar domain. I've already spoken to them, and we think it's best for them to start work on this new project soon. They'll wrap up the work on their current project and start on the new project from next week. Of course, the reduced capacity will have an impact on our current deliverables, but we will work out those details together later. After the stand up meeting, some of the team members went to the cafeteria to grab a cup of coffee. They were all confused and concerned. Does that mean our project is not important? If we weren't chosen for the high priority project, should we be concerned? Are there going to be layoffs on the teams that are not working on high priority projects? They assumed the worst and were worried. Zoya then said, I don't want to speculate. I'm going to go talk to Gary and try to understand the details. She then walks over to Gary and asks him, why did this project just come out of the blue? And why is it the highest priority project? Also, are there some other changes that we expect that our team should be aware of? Gary realized that he had assumed the people on his team would know the reasons for such business decisions. But of course, that was not the case. So Gary decided that he will explain to the team the details. He said, the project didn't come out of the blue. Our sales team have been trying to win this partnership for more than 8 months. We finally won this. And also, there's a lot of benefit in pursuing this project. Let's look at the numbers, he said, and showed the team this graph. We're anticipating a lot of growth from this project. And all of this without any marketing. It's going to be a big win for us. The team now understood why these decisions were taken. Asking for clarifications helped Gary understand that he needs to communicate better with the team. It promoted transparent and clear communication. It gave the team a better clarity of the whys. It also gave the team visibility on how their day-to-day work actually moves the needle. It fostered commitments towards the new goals. Zoya was brave to ask questions and get clarifications. In this scenario, Zoya was the leader. Fahad and Sandhya started work on the project. They got into an implementation details meeting with the partner. Fahad asked a lot of questions and clarified his assumptions in order to gain a better understanding of how to integrate these systems. Sandhya listened to the conversation carefully and took down a lot of notes. After the meeting, Fahad had a chat with Sandhya. He asked her, how was the meeting for you? I noticed that you were very quiet. Was everything all right? Sandhya told Fahad that she had a lot of questions, but thought that they were stupid and would waste the partner's time. Fahad said, it's better to ask those questions and get things clarified instead of having to do a lot of rework later. Also, if you have questions, there are probably some other people in the room that have the same question as well. By being brave, you might do them a favor. Sandhya agreed with those points. Later in the afternoon, Fahad and Sandhya had another discussion with the partner. This time, Sandhya asked a lot of questions and clarified a lot of assumptions. After the meeting, Fahad spoke to Sandhya again. He told her that she had asked some great questions and also had thought of some scenarios that nobody had considered. We definitely saved some rework with that, he said. Fahad, in this scenario, gave specific and timely feedback to Sandhya with some recent examples. He also tried to understand Sandhya's perspective first. And when he noticed Sandhya's behavior change and improve, he gave feedback about that as well. He held her accountable. Fahad, in this case, was a leader. Active development on the app had begun. The team was trying to move very fast, but quality took a hit. That bug again? Said the frustrated tester. This was becoming a recurring occurrence. Every small change to the app rendered it almost unusable. The testers were frustrated. The developers disliked having an ever-growing backlog of bugs as well. No one was happy. The team knew that doing some test automation might help, but they always felt that there was not enough time for it. Sandhya, the tester on the team, said to herself, I'm not going to wait for others to do something about this problem. I'm going to try and tackle it myself. She experimented with a couple of approaches and then built a proof of concept. She then shared the approach with the team. The team members thought that it was a good idea worth pursuing. They all were bought into it. Sandhya recognized that the team members have a common goal. No one wants to build a bad app on purpose. She displayed an attitude of how she could help. She asked herself, how can she make an impact? She experimented with the different approaches and worked with the team on the next steps. Sandhya was a leader. Now, even though the team had decided that they would do a lot of test automation, there were always some features that needed their attention first. And the list of test automation tasks in the backlog kept growing. Sandhya and Ray wanted to do something about this. They spoke to the product folks and explained to them the importance of this initiative. The product folks understood that and said that they would leave some time every week for the developers to tackle some of these test automation tasks. Now, Ray didn't stop at just that. He knew that some developers on the team did not have a lot of experience with this kind of test automation. So he decided to pair with them. He would bring his perspective on what was good testing, and they would bring their experience of coding and solve this problem together. Sandhya and Ray also constantly learned more about test automation and shared that knowledge with the team. Sandhya and Ray worked with others to make testing a priority. They found ways to learn and share that knowledge and empower the entire team to do better testing. Both of them were leaders. After a couple of weeks of beta testing, the app was released to general public. Some users signed up immediately. The entire team was monitoring the metrics closely. They soon realized that this project was not going to give the numbers that they had anticipated. Less than a fourth of expected customers had signed up. The revenue numbers looked even worse. No one was buying these services. All the work and sweat, all gone in vain. That was the sentiment of the team. The teams gathered together to understand what went wrong. They soon realized that there were a lot of incorrect assumptions made early on while putting up these numbers. And when there was more clarity about the project, these numbers were not adjusted. Also, the numbers had not factored in the current market conditions. Oh, so many mistakes, the team said. But there are things that we can learn from this. They discussed how to not repeat similar kinds of mistakes again in the future. Then Kostav, a developer, said, there is some positive even in this. Yes, we didn't get the required outcome, but we delivered a very tough project in a very short amount of time against all odds. It's definitely a confidence boost to the engineering team. And it's definitely a success from engineering and delivery perspective. The team agreed. They decided to learn from the failures and look ahead at the future and try not to repeat the same mistakes again. The team focused on what went wrong without blaming individuals, and they analyzed what could be done better for the future. They saw positives even in these hard times, and they worked on becoming better. This team and Kostav were leaders. Here are the highlights from the story, listing some of the ways that we can all be leaders. Let's try to understand the business. Let's ask questions. Ask for feedback and give specific and timely feedback. Let's promote accountability. Ask ourselves, what can we do to make it better? Let's constantly learn and share and empower others. Things will go wrong. There are a lot of risks involved. Let's learn from the failures and improve for the future. Thank you.